On a nice day I took my camera, which is a Nikon D3500, and a new lens, 35mm, just to take a little bit of video and take a few images to check the quality. It turned out to be a nice sunny day and well worth the visit, I thought. I parked up at on the parking spot at the top of Ormerod Road and then walked round the corner, looking along the canal, along the straight mile and the properties that have been built there. It's a beautiful spot, and then 20 yards away is the entrance to Thompson's Park, which I entered, looking at the basic layout of it, and then just sort of walked around. As you walk down the hill to past what used to be the cafe on the left, a horticultural place as well, it's what strikes you is the greenery. It's ever so calm, this park, and to think that it's right in the centre of a town. Ducks, people walking round, gardens, lovely greenery all over the place. It seems lots of people use it, although I don't come in a lot. Lots of people do use the park, and there were plenty of people here today. The boating lake's closed. I think it only opens at weekends. I just wanted to walk around the park, look at a few trees and some of the older trees, and just to see what's changed and what hasn't changed over the years, because I don't think I've been over the other side of the park now for 50 years, so things will bound to have changed. Here I'm just walking in and out of the trees and just taking a few little pictures, testing the lens before I start to walk right around. There's such a variety of trees, and some lovely trees and lovely shapes when you look up at them, especially when you look towards the tops. I mean, at this time, just spring, it's everything's green, it's lovely to look at. Now here's something to look at, Sir James Mackenzie. I've not seen this before, although it's probably been there throughout the years. Starting to walk towards the water's edge and having a look round, and just try the video on this camera, which is just HD, but it's quite good, the quality's quite good. I'm using a monopod to rest it on because I'm not that steady at the moment. Yeah, it's quite nice as you look around. I mean, there's plenty to see. Look at the shape of that tree. Let's get a bit nearer. Bang. Been there long before I went, I should imagine. As we look towards the boathouse, which is open at weekends, we can see that tables and chairs, because there's a cafe there too when it's open, which extends out along the side of the boathouse. Turning and looking back up towards the bridge in the centre and taking photographs, it's a lovely scene at sight. It's pretty well kept all the time. And the ducks seem particularly happy as well, just standing there sunning themselves on the water's edge. And as you walk round there you can see the cafe, which I should imagine it's pretty full on a nice summer's day. Just looking back, people walking around. It is a really, really nice park. Right, continuing my walk now, I go down past. That is used to be the paddling pool. Obviously they fenced it off, health and safety gone mad, and walk on past the kiddies playground, which is quite big. They've got some new things on there. Oh, they've even got toilets nowadays. And as I walk from there and over the little bridge and look down into the stream, you can see the gravel where people go, and the calm water, nice and clean now. It used to be brown before, coming from Banco Colliery. Plenty of wildlife about in it, ducks swimming about and doing whatever they're doing. Yeah, they're enjoying themselves there on these days. It's quite nice because this stream runs right through the park, sort of parallel to the big boating lake, which is well worth a walk round. As we turn from here now and walk over the far side of the park, these buildings and gardens have been there since the year dot. They were there when I was a child. But as you have a little walk round and just have a look at it, you can see right down to the far end, which behind it used to be the college. And over there to the right is, of course, this model railway that I've not seen, which runs throughout the summer months, just at weekend. And there's a car park. Now that car park is on the site of where my mum used to work. It was a place called Meadowbank, where she went to work. Now I'm looking back towards the bridge I was stood on it earlier and looking across. Right, we'll have a closer look now at the building and the garden in the centre, which, as I say, has been there since I was a child. You look right through to an identical one at the far side. So get a little nearer. Oh yeah, it's lovely and well kept. Very, very tidy as well, no rubbish, I've noticed that. And this is part of the railway track that's running through, which I've not seen before. And it looks like it runs right around this half of the park, around where the buildings are. It's a small gauge track, of course, nothing like on the scale of yours, Bernard, but nevertheless it looks well made. So I need to have a wander across towards the station in a minute to see what's there. When you walk into this little place, you can see the garden close up. You know, it probably changes every year with what they put in it, but it is a nice peaceful place. A lot of older people used to come and sit here when I was a lad, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll move our way across to the station. As we get there are the usual signs telling you how much it costs and what happened and when it's open. And of course there's also the health and safety stuff, so people don't try and jump on the trains and kill themselves. Now it's a little station, comes in like right round from the car park. It's only a tiny little station, but nevertheless it does the job, I should imagine. People queue up, and it's run by Thompson's Park Railway Company, and you buy tickets. I think it's £1 each, and off you go. It's a nice little setup actually. Yeah, it's looking good. Walking away from the station now and back onto the path towards the centre. We'll just make our way down this side to see how much track there is and the rest of it. Nice set of points there, Bernard. Not too bad anyway. There's what's it called? The Milburn Loop. All right, the Milburn Loop. Alongside a dead tree. Real do. That should cheer everybody up on the way past. And we're looking back up towards the old bridge where I walked across from the playground. And then we, as I said, down this far end, it's same as up at the other end. It's one of the buildings, exactly the same as before. Now we turn towards the bottom end of the park, which is where you used to walk out previously, and you can see all the track. Yeah, there's a fair amount of track here actually, so it must, the 2 or 3 runs around the perimeter on the way. They must get the pounds worth. Yeah, it's looks like it's well laid, and it's laid out in many different locations, right to the boundary. Yeah, it looks really busy. And here I am now looking at there's a circular thing here. I don't know what's in there. Not a lot at the moment. It's just a bit of lawn and a couple of funny shaped plants that I don't know what they are, like this one. Yeah, this is the bottom end of the park, and looking back from the gate to the circular bit, back at the track, we can see where it twists and turns throughout the remainder of the park. Yeah, it's oh, there's a nice duck, just being a bit nosy and wants to know what I'm up to. And looking now right at the bottom, this is the bottom of the park before you go back round towards the lake. And there's the bridge that you go over the stream that we looked at before at the top as I came off the playground. As I say, it runs the length of the park. Plenty going on. There's the boating lake and people wandering about. Right, I'll say goodbye to the duck and then get on the bridge. And looking from the bridge, looking back up the stream towards the top end, and looking at the trees above it too. There are some magnificent shapes and sizes here. Really worth looking at. Right, I'm back down by the boating lake, and there's a Ferrari going on with these ducks flying at one another and trying to slow them down a bit, just to nice wingspan that. Plenty of ducks here, hundreds of them, including Canada geese, of which there's hundreds of them up the top end. So we'll have to see, won't we? Seems that duck's found what it wanted. It's landed on the water up the top there, just to be able to I hope it doesn't annoy that swan, otherwise it'll be a bloodbath in here. There's only one winner there, and that's the swan. Right, a last look now before I move round back up the stream from the water's edge. I'm finding it ever so peaceful here, not so many people. Right, I'll continue to walk round now, and what we come across is fencing. This is the tail end of college, Burnley College, before they moved it, when they rebuilt another one. It was a massive building, massive, and I remember going there when I was a kid. There's one of your favourite Canada geese, and they shit everywhere. That's the back. For a short while it was a dormitory for Muslim women. Right, now I'm walking back up towards where I first came in, which is up near somebody's fortunate enough to live there, just in the park, just off Ormerod Road. So I'm walking back toward what used to be the horticultural place, and I believe it was a cafe at one time, as I said earlier. And I'm just sitting down on the foam now and just having a swap round and changing lenses. I'm going to put a zoom on. Yeah, as I said, it's not crowded at all, even though, you get the odd person sat around, but there you are. Right, I've put the zoom lens on now, which is an 18mm to 200mm, so it gives me the opportunity to go anywhere between, and as you can see, I can zoom a lot better. Zooming in on a few ducks. Look at them, predominantly Canada geese. They're massive, aren't they? But they're very fatty, when you shoot a couple of them and get them at pan. Loads of feathers. That's the opposite side of some lunatics feeding them, which makes matters a lot worse. A little bit of video now through the zoom lens, and I've slowed it down a little bit. There's a guy there who's throwing bread into them. He needs to throw himself in as well. Don't throw it at Canada geese. Give the smaller geese a chance. They've got none at all. That's him, the lunatic. I'll just leave I won't speak now, I'll just leave the sound on to see if it picks it up okay. Yeah, it picks the sound up well. Well, it's time I were wandering off, so I'll turn round now and walk back up, past a couple of strange shaped trees as I'm on my way. I'll be going out the top gate, the same one I came in, just up the top of Ormerod Road. There, the red building you can see is the new fire station, which has been built a few years. Back to my parked car and home. Well, there you are, that's Thompson's Park.